Hey Brody, Sampaw here. It's August 23rd, 2024, and you're my oldest grandson. Have great delight in you and bless you, and I hope you enjoy this little vignette. You are 8 years old at this time, and you're just kind of wrapped up second grade a few months ago over at Wally Watkins. And you're in third grade over there now. You're an all A's honor roll student. The end of April, not too long ago. I mean, we just moved through the summer, but we just had fun celebrating your 8th birthday.
Can we take a break for a second, or am I interrupting? Is there a time frame that you want this food?
Mm-mm.
No.
Whenever you get back.
Okay.
Don't come back at 2 o'clock. Yeah. Okay. Do we have to start? Should we start over or what? I mean,
this will be a fun little thing for people in 30 years.
In 30 years, so she interrupts. Okay. Should we just keep going?
Sure, why not?
All right, Brody. That was your Gigi interrupting our video session, but she's not willing to come on the video. She's hiding full time. So anyway. Yeah, the end of second grade, you were in a program over there called Rock Around the Clock. You had one of the only persons that actually had a line in the play. It was a musical. It was really funny, a comedic line. You had the speaking part. You played a policeman who was getting after the kids for making so much noise and for shaking their booty, and you would shake your butt around. And, brought laughter to the whole audience, of course, because you enjoy making people laugh and you're good at it. And that's been true since you were a little guy. You just always had a way about making everybody laugh. And I hope you're still that way with the stage of life whenever you're watching this. It's cool that we get to live around your young life. Since you were born, like I was telling Lila in her story, we've provided a lot of child care for you and your sister Lila because your mom's a Southwest flight attendant, your dad's a Dallas firefighter. So that's given occasion for us to have you at our home overnight a lot, us to stay at your house, me to stay at your house overnight, get you guys to school, whatever. And it's been a great blessing for us to provide that care for you early in your life. Bless your parents. And bless you and your sister. We live here in Bozeman Farms in the community in Wiley. We're blessed to live about 3 minutes from you and about 90 seconds down the road from Cedar. Well, you were born on April 30th, 2016, and you were born uniquely into our family, Brody, and you came in a different way than anybody previous that I know of in our entire family. And that is, you were born underwater. Yes. Your mom and dad had agreed somehow that she would give birth to you in this interesting way. Still seems crazy to me. I don't get it, but they say it's more peaceful for the mom and the baby or whatever, that she's actually in a huge bathtub. And when you're born underwater. And I guess because you're still hooked to the umbilical cord, it's not a problem. Obviously it worked. And I'm sure you don't have a clue of remembering it, but that's how you came into the world. And maybe that's why you love swimming underwater so much. I'm not sure. We always got to have you with a pair of goggles and you're swimming around like a fish in the pool over here. On the day you were born, I was not at the hospital. I mean, because it wasn't at a hospital. It was like a birthing center. And nobody got to be there with just your parents. When Lila was born, everybody was at the hospital. Yours was different. In fact, I was on my way back from Cali, Colombia, leading a mission trip, and I had landed in Miami, coming home before coming back to Dallas, and I had gotten a text or gotten the word that your mom was going to the hospital and that you would be born. And I think you were born before I actually landed in Dallas on that April 30th. So, you know what? Before you came along, Brody, I had 3 daughters, Christina, Nicole, and your mom, Stephanie. Then I had a granddaughter, your sister, Lila. So I'm thinking, is there ever going to be a boy come along in my life? Of course, TJ, who's filming this, well, he's my nephew. But still, I mean, in the family, my immediate family. And then God sent you, Brody. Finally got a boy nearby, our first grandson, Brody Martin Cvejanovich. We hosted a gender reveal for your parents at our previous home in Richardson, Texas on Serenade Lane. I don't know if you might remotely remember that house or not. It's actually pictured in one of these paintings back here on the wall. But and Brian's side, your dad's side of the family were there, our side, everybody was coming to this gender reveal, friends, I don't know how many people were there. And we hung a piñata full of candy from the living room ceiling. And the idea is you hit the piñata with a bat, and whatever candy comes out, pink candy, it's going to be a girl, blue candy, it's going to be a boy. And you know what? I'm trying to remember. I don't even know if your mom and dad knew that your gender when we did that. Could be a friend knew and got the piñata. So your mom has got this, baseball bat. I don't know if we had a wiffle ball bat or what. But anyway, she keeps hitting this piñata and it's swinging around, and it didn't break. So finally, we got an actual baseball bat out of the garage, and it was like whack. She finally whacked it hard enough that it burst open. I think your dad helped her take a stronger swing, actually. And guess what? You know what? Blue candy. Blast all across the living room, scattering everywhere. Everybody's yelling and cheering that Brian and Stephanie's baby, second child, was going to be a boy. And that was you. And so for me and Gigi, our first grandson, so we're so happy, and everyone was so happy that you were coming. One fun memory is that when you were about 2 years old, over at the old house, I was playing arm wrestling, like lay on the floor and arm wrestling with Lila, like pretending like, and let her beat me and all that kind of a thing, and letting her win. And so all of a sudden you wanted to do it, you want to get in there. And so Lila gets up and you lay on the floor, and I'm holding and you're pushing with all your might, this little guy. Like he's pushing on my hand, he can't get it, and I'm going, ah. Then all of a sudden he instinctively uses two hands. Use both of your hands to grab my hand and push to the floor. And then you jumped up and we're cheering. Everybody was cheering, and everybody was laughing so hard. You instinctively just used both hands to push my hand. Pretty smart, actually, and it worked. But it was against the rules. You cheated. Well, Brody, some things about you. I already mentioned, you're Mr. Comedy, so you're just fun guy. You like to make people laugh. You're an artist in the path of your dad, I think. You're super creative with your art projects. Man, I got things around here. In fact, there's a card right over there you did. Let me just get it for kicks. It's right here. You like to make greeting cards, especially birthday cards for Gigi, and there's a bunch of stuff over there in the refrigerator, but guys, here's cool. Here's a great example of your artwork. Happy birthday, Gigi. Pretty creative, right? On the back, I love you, Gigi. And then inside, dear Gigi, I love you so much. Thank you a lot. You do for us. You are the best Gigi ever. Love, bro. Because we call you bro, short for Brody, short for brother Brody. Look at all that creative stuff you do. You just do this instinctively. Nobody's telling you how to do it. Good job. And we go over to Quigley's Clay House. So you and Lila can pick a piece of artwork, to paint 3 coats of paint. They actually fire these things it's clay. So they put it in the kiln, producing a lot of good creative art. You guys have done that a lot. So you're art guy. I don't know how that served you in life, but hopefully well. By the way, here's a little bit of a recent school picture of you. That's what you look like at this time. Starting to miss a front tooth there, but this time it's already starting to grow back in, by the way. And then another thing that you were into big time was jiu-jitsu. You did jiu-jitsu for a number of years, up until this year, actually. And you had the professor. You remember the professor? And you won different belt levels. You were doing really good. This is a good discipline for you at this stage of life. We took you there a lot. I took you there a lot, would sit and wait for you. And you seemed to enjoy jiu-jitsu, but actually what happened is you just got kind of tired of it. And about this stage, I said, Brody, why do you want to stop jiu-jitsu? And you just said, it's just too rough, Sam Paul. And it's getting to the stage where it's not at a certain level. They're actually sparring, and these kids are mean, and that's just not your spirit. I mean, you got to be kind of mean spirit, I think, in some way, to want to fight and beat people physically down. It's just not who you are. You know, it's the art thing for you, and it's also now been piano. So here you are doing a piano recital. This, I think, is the very first recital you did. You had one just this past spring. Gigi took you to piano lessons yesterday. She said you complain about going, but then when you get there, you were up and down the keyboard and just doing great. And this teacher of yours, I don't remember her name, but she said, have you been practicing, Brody? And you said, yes, I've been practicing. And your mom claims you just go up there and practice. And so another expression of art in and around your life. Here's a favorite little picture of mine from Chuck E. Cheese. This is from a few years ago, of course, when I took you over there one day to do all those activities and have some pizza together. I don't know how old you were there in that picture. But, so, yeah, Miss Jennifer Gustafson was her name. I just saw it on my notes here. And you played at the second piano recital a couple of pieces really well. You played a portion of a sonata by Beethoven, which was like, okay. And you played Rockin' Robin, did really great. Your friend Liam is also taking piano, your buddy. So I don't know if you're going to stick with it. I hope you do. We don't have a piano player in the family that I can think of. So I hope you stick with it. And I keep reminding you, you're the only one in the family playing piano, man. So stay after it. Now, another thing is you've picked up is gymnastics. And you started with a gymnastics class, and you've been just cartwheeling and cartwheeling. I mean, it's like you're at this stage of life where you don't walk, you just cartwheel every and you're doing very well at it. And I asked you the other day, do you like gymnastics? And you said, no, I love gymnastics. Tumbling and rings and parallel bars, it's all just getting started with you, it seems. And you told me the other day you want to be a contortionist. And you enjoy showing me how you can do the splits. And it is actually quite amazing. You do a full split on bam, no problem. You can lean over, do a split, lean over and touch your head to your knee. So I don't know, maybe you are going to be a contortionist. I got on the floor to try to imitate what you were doing. I couldn't get up off of the floor. You're a dancer. You're a dancing machine. You enjoy music. And I've got so many videos and pictures of you even from when you were little, very young, loving to dance. And you had the moves, man. We just put on the music and watch you go, and you had more natural moves. And we're thinking, who's teaching this kid this stuff? You just naturally did it. Now, amid all that, this is kind of one other characteristic of you, Brody, at this stage of your life is you just move into the beat of your own drum a little bit, meaning you move a little bit slow, kind of at your own pace. You're not in a hurry. And that probably gets you in trouble a little bit because your mom's a fast-paced mover. I'm a mover. It's like we want to get going. It's like, and you're just kind of moseying along, taking it all in. If we send you up to your room to get something, this is an anecdotal joke, but it's like, we know you're not going to come back. It's like, Brody, go upstairs, get a pair of socks, come right back down. We have to go to school. You will go up, but you ain't coming back because you get distracted up there somehow and delayed. And sometimes you might come back without the socks. You turn on your Alexa music, you start dancing. You might, anyway, like I said, you might come down and forget the socks. And let's see here. Yes, I said because your mom never sits still. She's on the go, 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 go. You can be a little bit frustrating because you're not moving fast enough for her. Who knows? I come over in the morning sometimes, or I spend the night before to get you ready for school when your parents are both working. And, I think I finally found a way to kind of get you out the door in a timely way. So I got a little bit of tricks and traps there to get you moving. And so now we're moving up into the 3rd grade. I haven't got you to school yet in 3rd grade because your mom's been on leave for a little bit because of a shoulder problem. But I have to tell you, one of the most fun things I do in my life is walk you to the bus stop. It maybe sounds crazy, right? But for a grandpa to get to walk his grandson to the bus stop early in the morning, we talk about all kind of things, the stars and Venus and the moon and the sun's coming up or the clouds, and you're a super observant kid. You'll come in this house and notice things that Gigi has done or the decor. You're about colors. You're about art. You're observant. You're noticing things. So anyway, it's fun for me to walk to the bus stop with you in these early elementary grades. And you never know what we get to talk about. Brody, you're a sweet kid, a loving, kind boy. You're handsome. I keep telling your parents, get this kid in commercials, He should be on ads. And I said, I'll be his manager. I'll take care of everything. And you're smart as a whip. You're very funny, as I've already mentioned. Enjoy people, make people laugh. You are spiritually aware. We, over and over again, will recount how you've had either just many good questions about God or spiritual things. In fact, for your age, it's an enjoyment to see or hear your thoughts about God or about Jesus, some questions about heaven, questions about God. You're spiritually dialed in, it seems. Gigi's been, when she puts you to bed, she's been teaching you just to recite the Lord's Prayer. And I'm pretty sure you got it completely down. And hopefully she's trying to teach it to you, not in a way of just a rote prayer to just say the words, but to understand the meaning of every line. You love your sister Lila. Man, you've been, your whole life, of course, you're born in her shadow. She's firstborn. So you love her. It's great to see. She loves you too. There's a zillion pictures with her with her arm around you. And you've been sort of living in her shadow, as I said, for these few years. And that's been a little bit challenging because as she's getting older now, she don't necessarily want her little brother around all the time. But at growing up, all her friends have been your friends. And that means a lot of girls. So seems like you like to be friends with girls. You got some guy friends, but not as many as girl friends. So it'd be interesting to see how that panned out in your life. But you're a good-looking kid. I've always said this guy's gonna be a woman killer, man. Good-looking guy. You know how to talk to girls. Sometimes with Lila's little friends, these little girls would be around, and you would just say, you're so pretty, you're so pretty. And, and they're like, oh, Brody, Brody, you know. So anyway, you've learned to follow Lila around in her life, but you're starting to find your own path and your own friends, which is important and is healthy for your own life and development. So, Brody, I bless you, my first grandson. You're a lot of fun. I just pray you're in a good place at this stage of your life when you're able to watch this video, or maybe even your own kids watching it someday. That would be epic. I could never imagine when that might happen, but I hope it does happen. Anyway, God bless you, Brody. You're a great grandson.